Hello everybody, this is Patton 60 here, and welcome back to World of Warships. Finally, my holidays are here, so I can finally stay back at home, relax, have some few good games a day, and finally bring you this long-awaited video that I've been wanting to do for a long time. So, the ship that we see before us will be the ship that we'll be reviewing today. And very soon we'll be jumping on to the Mayogi, where hopefully I'll have it fully upgraded. Now, the Wyoming, it's not really what it seems like at the moment. It started off having more humble beginnings. It actually started off something like this. And if you smart people can actually do realize it a little bit, and if you don't, I can help you with that. The previous battleship, this is the South Carolina. Apparently, what the Wyoming is technically in World of Warships right now, it's basically a South Carolina having its ass a little bit stretched out and given additional 2 more guns at the back, which technically sounds in theory like a totally lame idea, but it's a really fitting idea. I mean, you get an additional 4 more guns to already existing 8, making it 12-inch guns. Now that's a lot of naval firepower, I'll give you that. And finally, when you decide to upgrade your ship with the Wyoming Type B, you sacrifice some of the guns that you can see what's over here. The little sight guns, the little trapdoor guns at the back, and a little arse gun over here. I got no idea why would you need a gun sticking out the butt of the ship. I mean, sure, if you're running away from something, but then again, who knows? That little destroyer likes to butt bang ya, right? That little gun's gonna stop it from happening. Anyways, so when you upgrade the body, you gain a woeful amount of hit points, you lose a few secondary guns, most of which are shifted back up here, and littered around the helm, and then you trade in for some anti-aircraft gunfire. We also can research the Mark IV gun fire control system, which increases your range out to 14.1. That actually, it's better than a stock Mayogi. As you can see, I've already gotten myself the Mayogi. I could not bear the Kawachi any longer than I had to, so free experience was paid and laid down, and I got myself the Mayogi. A lot of you people will be complaining that's a bad ship, but hey, it's a far cry from what it was at tier 3. At least now you can reliably hit something and reliably do damage. I can live with how bad the Mayogi is, but the Kawachi is just simply out of the box. There's also been recent patch notes stating that the tiering would be more balanced in the next update. I'm looking forward to that. I'm pretty sure I won't be able to experience what it will actually be like until the German ships come out. And they're also gonna do, I think, some high explosive nerfing to the Wyoming, or formerly known as the Arkansas, until the Arkansas beta came out, so they had to shift the name there. So the Wyoming, is it a good ship? I don't know. If firepower is what you want, this ship is for you, and it doesn't matter the gun spread. Let's see how much dispersion you get with this 305mm Mark 7 guns. You get maximum shell dispersion of 201 meters, and that's pretty good. And hey, it's pretty good dispersion. I mean, compared to the Mayogi. Of course, the Mayogi fires out to longer ranges, and it's a 14-inch gun. Okay, it's actually worse than Mayogi, but the thing is, alright, with this ship, you're throwing so much lead in the air, you can at least hope for something to hit. And I got some really spectacular gameplay lined up for you guys. It's not really ace gameplay, but it really shows what this ship can actually do in the right hands. So, coming in with 43,800 hit points, this battleship is armed with 6 turrets, each containing twin 12-inch Mark 7 guns, along with 6 secondary 127mm Mark 7 guns as well, 3 on each side. As you can see, 1, 2, 3 over here, and 3 more on the other side, alright? It's the same. It's how battleships are built, symmetrical. Unfortunately, symmetrical does not apply to the Kawachi, which I'm still bitching about, unfortunately. So with this final upgrade, you actually get anti-aircraft guns. The previous body has no AA guns at all, so you're pretty much defenseless if someone decides to do a torpedo run on you, unless you have a friendly cruiser by your side, like a Flotilla Omaha. So with that, you get 14 M2 Mod 1 Browning 50 caliber machine guns pointed to the skies. You get 6 28mm Mark II Chicago pianos, my favorite kind of anti-aircraft guns until the Bofors comes around. And you get 8 76mm Mark 22 Mod 2 anti-aircraft cannons, I guess. Of course, why not? What else are they called? So all in all, this is a pretty good ship. As for maneuverability, the ship can reach a maximum of 29 knots after you've upgraded to the 2800, the 28,000 horsepower engine. Wow, this thing is really underpowered compared to the Myogi. Then again, this thing has a lot more guns. Turning circle of 590 meters, rudder shift time of 16.5. So already, it's starting to prove a far cry from what the Myogi can achieve. But Myogi has speed, so this thing can actually run while this thing will just get out doge. This thing will be spotted from 14 kilometers away. That is 0.1 kilometers from the maximum artillery range, and it will be detected from the air from 9.7 kilometers. So don't think you can hide. One thing that I have not really gone through with most of you is the consumable upgrades. Sorry, yeah, the upgrades. With this, you can actually apparently get a secondary battery modification, which upgrades just survivability, or risk of magazine detonation minus by 20%, risk of main battery becoming incapacitated, and 20% repair time. Nothing really useful here. Damage control, that doesn't really help. A top hit will most likely convey to a breach in the hull. Nothing good here either. So technically we are at tier 4, so there's really no need to mess around with consumables. So from the Wyoming, you can probably hope to choose to go to the Langley, or continue on with the Battleship line, or down to the New York. The New York, being the successor of course, is basically whatever the Wyoming is today, with the 2 guns over here removed, and instead replaced with a single 14-inch, and all of these guns are up-calibered to 14-inch guns as well, which can reach out to a rather impressive striking arm of 15.6. It's not a lot, but you can defeat a Myogi there. Other than that, I think, yeah. One notable thing about the Wyoming's gun loadout is, don't get me wrong, the turrets actually turn in a pretty good nick of time, unlike the 14 inches on the Myogi. But this little turret over here, most of the time would not be able to see action if we're going to charge headlong and at a very weird angle, but the turrets at the back here would definitely have no problems. So I guess apart from that, I guess it's time to go to some gameplay. Yeah, how about just a little bit more background history. The 4th series of US dreadnoughts. At design stage, the engineers intend to equip the battleships with 14-inch guns, but a number of technical reasons they opted for the 305 or 12-inch guns with longer barrels. This class was the first in the US Navy to feature torpedo defenses. The ship took active part in World War I. In the 1920s, the battleships were retrofitted, receiving heavier deck armor, new propulsion, and some of the Wyomings were converted, and the Wyoming itself was converted to an artillery training ship. I believe the Wyoming also saw a bit of action in the Battle of Leyte Gulf, but I guess I'm not as strong in my history of Leyte Gulf than in the Pacific. So technically it is part of the Pacific, but the lesser known side. But then again, there's where we sunk the Musashi, the 2nd class of Yamato class battleships, so have a little gander at that. So apart from that, I guess I'll see you in the video. Also, I currently have my captain decked out with ship survivability. We have the expert loaders, which is really useful from switching in between AP and HE, because if the guns are loaded, you're minus 30%. Basically, instead of waiting a full 30 seconds to reload AP, where your target would have been gone by then, it only takes 20. This one is a little bit of rotation speed to the turrets. Apparently, mine is only 0.7 degrees faster with the massive 305s. And the fire prevention, yes, that's also pretty useful. These here will be useful for a cruiser or a destroyer, but for a battleship, you just need to know you're going to get shot at if you see somebody, and you should just know that you're spotted all the time, because all you need is an aircraft to, oh, battleship sighted. 9.7 kilometers, that's not a lot of range, and vigilance would be recommended, so because you would want to see those torpedoes way before they get close to you, so you can dodge because you're a big lumbering battleship. You don't have much time to get out of Doge. So other than that, for the third time, let's head over to the video. So hello everybody, welcome back to the replay. This is apparently the ship loadout that we'll be fighting today. So we have two tier 5, we have a tier 5 boat on each side, a Langley on ours, they have a second boat, we have a New York that's spearheading us our heavy battleship. The enemy team has two Wyomings, one Myogi, while we get a New York, me in the single Wyoming, and two Myogis. We also appear to have the cruiser advantage by having a Furutaka. By having a Furutaka, Akuma, and the St. Louis and the Tenryu, while the enemy only has a Phoenix, Akuma, and the St. Louis. They of course have the little destroyer advantage with having a Minikaze, the Isokaze, and the Wix, while we get a Minikaze and an Isokaze. So apparently the enemy team is gonna be aircraft carrier heavy, while our team are more or less battleship heavy. But in this gameplay, as I stated, we'll see the 12-inch guns of the Wyoming shining like there's nobody's business, because this ship is impressive. So, looking at the tactical map, if I do not remember wrongly, at first I'll start gravitating to this side, then after I come down mid, and the game sort of ends when I reach around here. So spoilers, but what we face along the way would prove to be what almost most battleship pilots would dream of. As you know, it's a battleship v battleship confrontation, just purely that. There's no annoying torpedoes that are just gonna come in your way and give you a very bad day. Of course, it appears that a fully upgraded Myogi will be escorting me. Of course, not long after, he'll smash me with a 78,000 horsepower engine that would propel that ship up to an excess of 30 knots, a little over 30 knots. So, enemy fighters 5.4 kilometers away. I would be clearly have been spotted by now, and there's just a lot of planes flying overhead. And I think very recently, dive bombers are starting to glitch a little bit. I have had games where they dive bomb on me and they just go straight underwater. I would love it if they actually do go underwater and never resurface and just actually die. I mean, technically, once you hit the water, these things ain't submarines or something. That's actually kind of cute. So yeah, taking a look at the Wyoming's beautiful body line, you can see that's a lot of naval gunfire really unleash hell at any given moment. And the helm is basically just a anti-aircraft nest of guns.
The enemy team has taken the lead.
So looks like they gotten point A, and that Myogi is opening fire at things behind that hill. Oh. How many dive bombers coming? Will they go underground? Ooh, I've been hit. They didn't even dive. What? It's all good. We put on the fire with the repair party consumable. Oh wait, the repair party is this one. This is just a damage control. So technically nothing too amazing right now. Gameplay is rather stale. That Wyoming is firing at the isokaze. It's behind that hill. I don't think shell trajectory will drop off that much. It'll just go vertically down after it goes over that hill. So anyways, everything's still kind of boring. Except the whole ship is now charred thanks to that stupid dive bomber run. I really got nothing to say to that. I mean, it's basically aircraft carrier captains doing their thing. Oh, looks like we have our first target. No? There we go, the Wyoming. Ooh, this is about to get delish. Whoa! Look at that lead sail. Ooh. Unfortunately, it was high explosive that was loaded in the first salvo because I was anticipating meeting the little isokaze. But thing is, you can choose to switch ammunition, wait 20 seconds, while I'm about to eat an incoming salvo. Not too much damage done. The hull more or less absorbed it. Apparently high explosive rounds as well because they didn't clearly bounce off. Torpedoes going into the side of that ship, severely reducing speed, thus make me fire way ahead of what would have been a pretty good salvo. As you can see, the firepower might that this ship has. And yeah, there goes that one little awkward target. Never really gets points gun at anything. We got another enemy Kawachi that's over there. We're about to be ready to fire again. We've basically slowed down now because if we go to go, this island is going to block us from hitting anything. Ooh, those looks pretty good. 11,000 damage for 6 hits. Ooh, he's really struggling now. 72 health. Ooh, 44. Ooh. Oh, he's building back up. No. No armor piercing damage was done. Am I going to reverse now? Well, I've basically done this idiot's mistake and stood absolutely still. Still? But it's okay. The 28,000 horsepower engine is more enough to get us underway. So our next target will be the enemy Kawachi. Note how we've been fighting battleships for the almost entirety of this battle. I kinda like that. As you can see, 6 out of 12 rounds hitting, that's pretty good. And we did 11,000 damage with 6 rounds, so each round doing at least a minimal 1,000 damage. I believe I got Citadel later in this game. Oh, we're within range now. Forward guns only. Oh, we fired it off. Can I trace those rounds? No, I can't. If I want to trace it, I think it has to be before. Ooh, there goes my rear guns. And another second out, upward salvo. Ooh, this one looks promising. Ah, scratch one flat top. Actually, that's the wrong saying. Flat tops actually stands for aircraft carriers. Ooh, 4 guns out. I got no idea how to make that stop. Kill, please don't, please. Ooh, guns loading up. But this time I'm not turning, because if I was to turn to get the rear guns to open fire, well, we'll run into that island, which is something you do not want to do, and it's also something that Kawachi has done by accident as well. Main guns loaded, rear guns loaded, rounds out, and kill confirmed. And that, ladies and gentlemen, we have killed ourselves a Kawachi. So, ooh. Incoming rounds from enemy Mayogi. That hurt pretty bad. Activated the repair party consumable. We went to patch up a pretty decent amount of health. We, over the course of this battle, will be using most of it. The kind of technique on how to use these properly is, you should use the first one when you still have most of your health. But of course, don't hesitate to use it, because you got 3 of them, and it takes a while in between. As you can see, 2 minutes before you can use it again. So even if you're in combat, you can use it when you're outside of combat. You don't have to be in combat to really use it to maximize efficiency. Ooh, that's an enemy in Wyoming over there. I'm having that. Just use it to recover your health, but of course try to save it to the points where you're not in combat. Ooh, incoming! Man, it almost came out of nowhere, but thankfully not too much damage. Also, another notable thing is, if you repair when you haven't taken in any damage for a long time, you tend to repair lesser than when you have just took on quite significant amount of damage. This is something I realized. Now up here, I'm switching to piercing. Oh yeah, right, I was going destroyer hunting. That's why I loaded HE after that salvo that killed the Kawachi. I know there's enemy destroyer around there somewhere. The last surviving one of their team, the Minakaze. So just currently casually swinging the turret round while heading to checkpoint B, because that Kawachi sort of destroyed our dominance over that cap circle. Ooh, things are about to get juicy here. That Wyoming is close to 10 kilometers. From these range, you can expect your shots to be pretty decently accurate. Dive bombers coming in. Hopefully, they're not gunning for us. Although I was treated to quite a nasty surprise. And here our guns opening up. Not used to very much effect. Okay, okay. Wyoming's about to emerge from the island side. And shuts out. That guy's on full health. Ooh. Not for long, Minster. That's one citadel you're not going to recover very well from. So right now I'm just keeping my repair party consumable just in case. I mean, I've taken some damage, but not a lot. Slowing down before we hit to recover that island, where we can recuperate for a little bit longer. Ooh, another good salvo out. 2 shots hit the island. 3 hits, causing about roughly 6,000 damage. And ooh, torpedoes. No aircraft was around when those were laid down, so I can only suspect that Minikaze is hiding around there. So currently we're in the cover of this island. It's gonna be our little safe haven for now. I should be repairing my ship, but I'm saving it for in case something happens. Smoke screen being laid down, that symbolizes that Minikaze is clearly right there. Oh, as we emerge out of the island cover. Shots out! 10,000 damage with 6 hits. Do you see it? For a split second? That Minikaze, oh, there he is. I am in deep trouble. I turn as hard as possible. Oh, this is not looking good. Actually, it's not as bad as it looks. It means he gets to, yes, activated the repair party consumable. It means he gets to fire a few salvos at me while I'm busy getting out of dodge. Rear guns open up. Not quite enough to kill him, but he was eventually down by some mysterious force, which I can only presume it's flooding damage from that squadron that just laid torpedoes on a dead ship. Oh, and there's that little Minikaze again. He's on very little health. There's really no reason to be firing, switching to HE. Ooh, first salvo misses by a hair. But this is the liberty of having so many guns. You can pepper the area with 12-inch rounds. Had so little health, there's really no point switching to HE. AP will do just fine. Torps, that one clearly missed by a long shot. That one would have hit me if I went on straight. Is there a third wave coming? I guess this is a pretty good defense. Oh, there's the third wave. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I guess the best defense is just going around in circles. Because it'd be hard to track. That's actually a pretty solid idea, as in most of these captains just rely on that judgment thing to judge where the torpedoes will be flying. Yeah, me typing in chat, thank the gods I'm still alive. And that guy was a terrible shot. I mean, as you turn, your trajectory changes and that arc moves along as well. So if he was to spam it at where the arc depicts where I would be at that point in time if I carried on going straight, then, well, he's obviously gonna miss. So, apparently the enemy team is still living. They have 2 Bogues and 1 Mayogi that's still alive. Currently, we have a friendly battleship that's scouting out that area. Friendly Mayogi is scouting out that area, so that negates the chance of the Bogue being around here. He could be around here, but oop, the air groups are spotted down here. So he should be around this area, which is, if I'm not wrong, where the last reported position of the enemy Mayogi is at. Then again, oh, there he is. No? Oh, that's just a capsule. I'm not wearing my glasses. It's pretty plain sailing from here on out, but as you can see, so far I've managed to land myself 34 shots, 1 citadel, 2 destruction, 3 base defense, defendances, a single capture, a critical damage, and a single aircraft shot down. Repair party consumables now offline. We've used the very last one we had. And would you look who came knocking? Enemy Mayogi. It's closing in. It's currently having a duke out with
our victory is in sight.
Oh, that's not far from the truth. We can't possibly lose now can we? Closing in on Mayogi. I'm in no position to broadside this guy, so I decided to just charge on headlong, wait for him to fire his guns. There you go, he just fired. Yeah, those missed by a long shot. Of course, the rear guns now open fire, that's where it hurts. But it's okay. If we're gonna take it, we're gonna take it like a man. Big hit with high explosive. Put it out with the repair party. I mean, damage control. Shots out, full broadside. The Mayogi, 5,000 damage with 5 hits. Decent. Guns are opening up again. We continue on current course instead of turning away, but
problem solved, sir.
those apparently hit the belt. Nothing much happened. More shots incoming. 1,000 damage, it's okay. We're still doing fine. Come on, guns, reload. There he is. Is he turning? Doesn't matter. Shotgun 12 rounds out. Enemy target sunk.
Battleship destroyed.
And that is game. So yeah. So yeah, that's it everybody. I guess that's the end of that. It's a pretty good game, as you can see. These guns, they may not be any Mayogi's impressive hula duva juba whatever 14-inch guns, but these things can do damage. So yeah, I guess my name is Patton 160, and this was the Mayogi people. I really recommend you actually grind through this ship. It's not as hard as it looks. I can understand the South Carolina being a bit harder because of the rubbish matchmaker, but at least you can hammer out cruisers from 11 kilometers with that thing instead of 9.8. You decide. Anyways, my name is Patton 160, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I guess I'll see you next time. Ta-ra!